Hi, I'm Juhi Chaturvedi and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
When I spoke about the humor part of it, there's a lot of humor between Deepika and Irfan, even between Irfan and Mr. Bachchan when he just gets down from the car, till the time he doesn't just throw away this weapon.
Correct.
I'm not going to just sit with him.
Yeah.
So I think that was a hilarious moment. That entire three of them just sitting over there. Vicky Donor as well. When we saw it, once again it was a very unique concept. I believe that the fact that you had your background in advertising, maybe I think you get these notions from there as well. Now once again that this entire sperm thing that you just took on, and people love the entire film, and not merely the lead characters. I think Anu Kapoor, he will always be remembered because of that persona. How do you look back at Vicky Donor now?
Vicky Donor was a big challenge for me. Actually, that was a bigger challenge, I guess, as compared to Piku, because in terms of writing, that was my first attempt in screenwriting, and secondly, a subject which is such a closed-door conversation, sperm donation or infertility, for that matter, or any of those things. They are taboo in our country, and how do you write a 2-hour film on that, and how to convince, starting with my director, that me, being a woman, will be able to pull it off without making you feel uncomfortable while you're listening the script, and at the same time, eventually, the audience, if the film goes down that far. So that was way more challenging, and again, like you said, the characters, thankfully for me, I've grown in chaos. I've come from a sort of a joint family.
You've stayed in Lajpat Nagar?
That was briefly for 2.5-3 years. So I got a very close, observation of that society, where refugees are somehow, finally settled. They are living that life of show off or whatever, but that's still their triumph over, the partition that they have gone through, the miseries that they have gone through.
Sure.
But so I could closely observe them, understand what makes them who they are, and therefore the character of Vicky or PG or Dolly Ahluwalia came that strongly for me. But otherwise also I thrive in chaos. I love observing people, and I have been trying to do that to steal people from here and there and put them in my films.
No, absolutely. And somewhere you come across, in your writing, we come across very strong women characters, strong and progressive. Be it, I think, the BG, I think, the fact that she's drinking alcohol with her Bahu, and even Dolly Ahluwalia, I think she was outstanding. People loved Mausami Chatterjee's character in Piku. Even that lady who was Kaki, I think she was outstanding. That entire intellectual element that she brought, at the same time that cynicism that she brought, I think that was brilliant. And people are like that. There are people like that, and the way Mr. Bachchan says that she is justified in what she is saying. Is it something that you bring from your own life? It's very interesting. When I was just reading about you, you've been born and brought up in Lucknow, I believe, and your father was in a
education department. Yes. So a huge credit goes to them, because the kind of conversations that happen around me, I may not have been part of those conversations, but I know there were a lot of these, if I may use the word adda, happening, when my father, his friends and my grandfather, they would sit together and talk. There were discussions, whether it was Mahadevi Verma, whether it was Prem Chand, whether it was any English writer. So the conversations around me were very progressive, and we were allowed to listen. It wasn't like ki bache kamre mein hai, chup ho jao. We were listening to all of that. I think a lot of it went in my mind there. And even while we were growing up, we were allowed voices. We were allowed to speak our mind. We were encouraged to say what we want to. Dining table was the most heated, the place where most heated arguments happened in our house, and everybody was fine with that. So I think that has continued with me, and therefore I'm able to write. Talking about women character, I would like to believe that in whatever little ways, but there is certain progressiveness in our country. I would like to believe that certain section of the society is thinking outside the set norms of the society.
Absolutely.
Women are going out, they are working, therefore they are interacting with certain kind of situations, and I would like to believe that my women are very strong women, and even men. I mean, I wouldn't want to just because I want to make just because I want to make my women strong, I don't want to make my men weak. I think they're very sophisticated, very understanding men who are treating women at par, whether it's Rana, whether it's Syed, whether it's Vicky. They're very equal participant in that film.